If you're thinking about opening a pizza shop, watch this video first, because this video is going to help you determine how successful you will be when and if you do open that pizza shop. My name is Bruce. I've been traveling around the country, visiting pizza shops, creating content, and talking to pizza owners about the business of pizza and operating pizzerias, most importantly. And I've learned a few things over the course of talking to 500 plus people on our podcast, as well as now visiting over 75 in-location videos that we've done on this channel and our other channel over at Slice app. You can check it out in the description below this video. But there's some things I've learned about the successful places, and success is relative, right? Like, success doesn't mean you are the busiest shop. Success to me means you are a pizza shop that makes a profit, you can make a good living doing it, and you are happy to go to work in the pizza shop every single day. I've known a lot of pizza shops who are extremely busy, and the owners themselves hate their business and their lives. And that's not what I mean by being a success. Success doesn't necessarily mean you're the busiest pizza shop around. It means that you are able to pay your bills, give yourself a good living, and you're happy. And you enjoy the process of going into the shop and operating the pizza shop, because that's the name of the game. And I'm going to give you a few tips on what I've seen work for people over the course of the last year or two visiting pizza shops from around the country. And I may even be opening in my own shop soon. And I'll tell you some of the things that I'm going to be looking at if I do, what I'm going to be using in my pizza shop in future videos. So don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video and leave a comment below, because you're going to be able to see that journey as we go through the process. But the first thing I can tell you is the menu. Your menu is very, very important. You do not want a large menu. I've yet to see a pizza shop have an extremely large menu. And this is in the last couple of years. 20 years ago was a different story. But in the last couple of years, I've yet to see a pizza shop that I've visited that the owner is happy, the employees are having a good time and enjoying their jobs, and the pizza place has a gigantic menu. For the most part, they're very precise on what they have on their menu. They have pizza. They maybe have a couple sandwiches on and off the menu, some salads, maybe a side item or two, and that's kind of it. Maybe a beer and wine if there's a beer and wine sit-down part of the business, and that's all their menu has. They're not having 400 different menu items and trying to please every single person that calls. They are doing what they know how to do and what they enjoy doing really well, and they're being the best at that. And that's what they do. And they're okay with saying no to certain things that they do not want on their menu. If you're opening a pizza shop or you're thinking about it, make sure you look at that menu and you enjoy the process of prepping, inventory, making, and expediting all of the things that you're going to be putting on that menu. Because the thing you do not want to have happen is have a few things on your menu that become really popular that you're miserable making. You do not like it. That's a big no-no. And that's what I've noticed with some of these pizza shops, is that they like every single thing that they do. They like the creative process. And if they add something on their menu, and if it doesn't do good, they take it off right away. Or if they add something to their menu and they don't like making it, they take it off right away. They're not stuck to the menu that they have. They're okay with tweaking it a little bit. That's the first thing that I've noticed. The second thing that I've noticed is systems are so important. You won't believe how many pizza shops I've talked to or have been in, and they have no systems. If you want to keep your team happy and you want to be able to have lower turnover, you need a process. You need systems in your business, and you need to have a system for everything. And you need to have checks and balances for those systems. You need to have a reason of why you do the thing, how you do the thing, and what happens when that thing is done. What does it look like? You need all of those things. And if you don't have those, it's going to be really hard to build a good team of people who are happy and want to do the job, because they don't really know what a good job looks like. So many people rely on themselves to be the trainer. And then when you are not around, you get upset that things aren't done the way you want them done. But that's your fault. You need a good system in place. Triple Beam Pizza is a great example. Juan at Triple Beam Pizza, we went into his pizza shop. He's in LA. And he has these meta glasses, and he records every single thing that they make with the meta glasses, and then he transcribes it. He has a photo, a video, and a blog, or, a blog, and not a blog that you'd put on a website, but a blog that people can read of how to do the thing. And then what does it look like when it's done properly? And who checks that when it's done properly? Those are the things that you need in place for systems, for every single thing that you do. And that's why it's really important to not have that many things that you do. Pizza shops get overwhelmed when they have 100 menu items, because when you are trying to create a process and a system for every single thing and you have 200 items on your menu, that's a lot of systems and processes that you have to make happen. And what happens is you get burnt out making those systems and processes. So you get to like 15, 20, and you don't want to do the rest of them. And they never get done. And then you're upset because things aren't done the way that you want them done. So have systems in place, have a small menu, and make sure you know exactly how to do it, what it looks like when it's done well, and who checks that to make sure that it's done well. Next thing on the list, branding. And people think branding is like a logo and color. When I say branding, I don't mean logo and color, although that does go into it. But what I mean is a lot of the pizzerias I've been to over the last year or two visiting that are really popular in their community have a feeling that you get when you go in. You can get what the owner is trying to do the second you walk in the door, whether that be with the decor, the theming of the restaurant, the way it's set up, how the team interacts with the customers. There's a feeling that you get when you walk in and you get what the owner is trying to do. It's hard to describe in words, but I've seen it happen on multiple occasions where I walk into the restaurant and you can see the name. You walk into the restaurant itself, the person at the counter greets us, and you can look around and you say, you know what? I get what this owner is trying to do. It's hard to describe, but you need to have like the style of pizza you want to make, the theming and decor you want to have, the music that's playing in the background, the setup and the layout of the restaurant itself. All that together goes with the branding and how the team talks to the customers and how the wording is on your website. All of that goes into the branding and can make a customer feel a certain way. And when you do those things really well, and it's not easy to do. Let me just tell you, it's not easy to explain and it's not easy to execute on. When you do all of those things really well, the customer feels it and they get the sense of being welcomed right off the bat. Sometimes you walk into a restaurant and you can tell that they're trying too hard. You just know the feeling of them trying too hard. Maybe it's the way that the team is interacting and they're trying to be too friendly and too talkative, or the music's too loud, or there's really tacky pictures on the wall or a mural on the wall that's kind of tacky. You can tell they're trying to go for something and they're just not nailing it. The people who do it in a subtle way where you can tell what they're trying to do, but it's not overly in your face, that's the sweet spot. And that's the hardest part to do. And it's hard to explain. I know you're probably watching this video and you're like, Bruce, what the heck are you even talking about? That's why it's really hard to do, because there's not a lot of places that are actually pulling it off. But I've seen a few, and I've seen a few do it really well. Out of Sight Pizza in San Francisco, we just did a video. They're doing the branding and the vibe really well. I've seen a few other places like Hot Tongue Pizza in LA. He does a great job, even though Alex says he would prefer to have pizza in the name because Hot Tongue looks cool and the logo looks cool, and you walk into his restaurant and you get a cool feeling of it. People didn't understand it was a pizza shop in the beginning. So that's another reason why you have to be careful with the name that you pick. But all of those things and everything else that I've mentioned in this video go with what I'm thinking about when I am thinking about opening a pizza shop. I'm still trying to figure it out, and that's why I want to document this and have you go on that journey with me. But the menu that I have is going to be extremely small. With the small menu, makes it a lot easier for me to run my systems and train my team to get the good feeling of they know what they're doing and they can execute on it. And then that'll also be able to help me with my branding, because my team's not trying to do too many things that they don't know how to do. And then they have to try extremely hard on those things. They can just do what they're naturally good at. There's not a ton of things on my menu, and there's a system in place for everything that we do. And that's what I always come back to when I try to do these videos is how do we make a simple pizzeria that serves really great pizza in a friendly environment, makes it super easy for the customer to order and join in the pizza journey with us, but then they also feel great paying for that pizza, because if they don't feel great paying for that pizza and it's not a good product, they probably won't come back. But that's my video for today. Join me by hitting subscribe, leave a comment, hit like, because we are going to be documenting a lot of these processes as we build them out for the potential pizzeria that we have coming up maybe in the next year or two. But stay tuned for all of that information later on. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. Appreciate you. We'll see you right back here next time.